everybody, this is Rising Angels Reborn. I apologize for the loud music in the background, which I'm probably gonna get yelled out for. I have no idea what this game is about, only that there's angels, and demons, and dog boys, and a mermaid girl or something. Let's go ahead and jump in, and see what this is all about. Shall we? Get this guy to shut up, stop singing to me. He has a wonderful voice, by the way. I actually really love it. I'm just kidding. It's a great song. But, okay. You never feel as much pride as the first time you are given command. An instructor at the academy once told me that. Cool. There's something to be said about that. My first command was a listening outpost on some backwater swamp planet that didn't have an official name. We're gonna call it Dagobah. I called it my watery hell. My command consisted of myself, 2 automated recording machines, and a virtual intelligence to manage the machines. I was alone during my stint as a lieutenant and a brevet captain. Alone on a swamp planet. Sucky. The only thing that kept me sane were the games from my virtual system. I'm pretty sure I managed to beat every single role-playing game known to the galaxy. I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't beat this one, liar. Well, they might if I play long enough. Sure, there haven't been very many made since the War for Our Survival started so many years ago, but still. When I signed up to fight, I thought the Katajian, sounds like a weird mustard, Defense Force would have been smart enough to send me to the front. Nope, I go to the watery hell with constant mold problems. They sent my classmates, who were far less capable than I, to the front. Those losers got to command task forces and fight. And like I predicted, most of them perished with their commands. This person's like, those bitches up and died. They were blind fools, idiots. If I would have been there, this war could have been over by now. Instead, innocent people, brave warriors, and powerful war machines had to be sacrificed to some dumb tactical officer's bad battle plans. His name's probably Steve. Not anymore. I've been watching the Loadmaster and her droids moving cargo for a few minutes. I might have to inquire if she knows anything about my welcoming party. As I walk up to her, I catch notice of her short stature and non-regulation issue hat. Great, she's a Hoban. Like wash? Oh, and I don't know what kind of stuff is in this game, so I'm just gonna put a warning on here for like mature, stuff, just in case, so here's your warning. During my academy and training years, I never saw too many of them. While nimble and dexterous, they aren't what you would call our A-class students. Most of them are as dense as rocks. This person is a real freaking bitch. Even now, she's smiling and waving at me with unprofessional excitement. No bearing, no discipline. Yeah. Excuse me, but could I ask you a quick question? Wait, is this Natalie or my Natalie? Okay. Certainly, how can I help you? I glance over her uniform and notice a small insignia that tells me she's a lowly flight officer. If this is the sort of professional treatment my forces give, I'm going to have a difficult time. Still, she is a member of the crew and someone I am going to have to work with on a day-to-day basis. I can tolerate a little bit of it. I am Major Natalie Puchil. I am looking for the bridge. You're almost there. Thank you for your assistance, Flight Officer. I'm glad to help out. If you get lost, I'll be finished loading soon and can show you around. That's kind, but I should be fine. Don't worry, Kylie. We're here to show her around. Oh no, it's that guy. He's got a headband. Look at this guy. Ugh, bitches. Waiting at the end of the hall are a pair of majors approaching me. My real welcoming party, I guess. One of them is a handsome, pale-haired fricon with large, creamy wings and a soft, cheery look on his face. The other man looks like a salty bitch. You've gotten soft over the years, Natalie. Maybe I have, but at least I haven't gotten lax with my support. Letting a kid load all the supplies by herself, I expect better leadership from you. I always thought you were asleep during the delegation class at the academy. You're one to talk. I know you slept for the first aid course. I take it you two know each other? We graduated from the same academy class. Old friends. Is Major Hackett smiling? I know. This may be the sign of the Armageddon. I'm just glad that something could warm my wingman's heart. My name is Alphonse Tenzin. You already know Saul. Major Natalie Puchil reporting. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Flight Officer Kylie Miggy. I'm not actually a kid. I'm a Hoban. It's nice to meet you, Flight Officer Miggy. Though you could stand to listen to Saul a bit about professionalism. He is right about some things. I'm sorry, ma'am. It has been hard adjusting to military life. Keep at it. Be the best officer you can be. Yes, ma'am. I can see why you like her, Saul. Hush, Major Tenzin. We need to get going and let Natalie settle in before Rasuna gets her claws out. You mean Commander Rasuna? Whatever, Commander. Bitches. I'm going to go back to loading the supplies, sir. Please. Everyone's crazy. I was like, you don't even know. You don't even know. Do you see what I have to go through? That's why I'm glad to see you, Natalie. So I can correct you as well? Here, let me take your luggage. Are you sure? Let's drop these bags off and take a tour of the ship. It's small, but our work is cut out for us. I'd let him. Saul let Zuri carry all of her luggage without even offering a single shred of help. Zuri can roundhouse kick me through a wall. She didn't need the help. Or Kylie. You pack light, as always. Uniforms and basic healthcare items. I pack just like the deployment list recommended. Most people don't listen to that. They seem to think we have plenty of space on the ship for things like dumbbells and personal effects. I was told that the list was the official record. You were told right. The force is growing so slack. Take Kylie, for instance. Meep. Meep. I don't think we could have had a better quartermaster. She's a wizard with our equipment. Nothing ever stays broken. If you need something, it is stocked on the next supply run. But you saw how she treats superior officers. She seems to think regulations and professional behavior don't matter if you just do it well. We have those regulations for a reason. We deal with life and death situations. You have to be able to know exactly what the person next to you is going to do. Exactly. You wouldn't believe how grateful I am to have someone here who understands that. Rasuna just doesn't understand that being good and being a team just doesn't cut it. Well, I'm here now. We'll start bringing this ship up to code. Damn right. So, you really didn't help poor Kylie with her bags. It was okay. I managed. Well, he can help make it up to you by helping finish loading up equipment. I think that's the first thing we can bring up to code. He's like, oh. Only for you, Natalie. I'll help. Kylie never asks for help when she needs it. Let's show her the power of a trio of majors. I'm starting to believe that the gods may have blessed us with your presence here. If I can still move after this, I'll consider agreeing. Thanks, Saul. I'm only helping because Kylie is our quartermaster. I wouldn't waste my time if some of those boxes didn't contain steaks from back home on Quinn. But then we are going back to the tour. No further delays, please! Deal. Welcome to the bridge. It isn't much, but it beats being stuck in that tiny Corlick cockpit. You flew fighters? 2 years on the front line with the KSS Zeon. Sounds exciting. Not when you get caught up in a major conspiracy. Please tell me you aren't planning to overthrow the board of directors while you are working here. My career can't handle another one. Whoa, what? On second thought, don't ask. It brings up too many bad memories. Then why did you bring it up, Saul? I didn't ask anything. You were just like, let's talk about things I don't like to talk about. And now you're all like, ugh, let's not talk about it. You're like the weird, dramatic girl on social media who's like, oh, life is so hard. And then someone's like, oh, what's wrong? And it's like, I don't want to talk about it. That's you, Saul. You're that girl. Speaking of bad memories, where's your ball and chain? I thought both of you and Lena were going to be fighter pilots together. Don't ask. Was it that bad? Ask me when I've had a few drinks. You don't drink. So don't ask me again, please. Sorry. Bad memories, Nat. I never thought befriending mutts could ruin my life in so many ways. Non-humans ruined your relationship. A mutt. Major Hackett? We were talking about a pet friend of mine had. It turned out to be a rabid dog. Then use the term dog. Remember what I said if I heard you disparage your fellow servicemen again. I do, ma'am. And what was that? Immediate discharge, ma'am. That is correct, Major Puchil. You would do well to note Major Hackett's lesson. We are a team here on the Nimros. We work as a single unit. I will not tolerate those who cannot act as a team on my ship. That is the one guiding principle that I must make clear. Yes, ma'am. My last experience with a Sito was not a pleasant one. I hope to not repeat it. I bite my lip. Great. She is one of those commanders who have had a bad experience with our organization in the past. Sure, some of us may be a little cutthroat and determined, but we get results. The stories I've heard from my instructor were brutal. Selling out your command for success was common, not an exception. I don't believe in that mentality. There are limits to how far you can go before you become the monster you are fighting to destroy. Never will I sink that low. You have nothing to fear from me, Commander. Earn my trust, Major Puchil. I want to give it to you, but you need to prove yourself. I will. Damn it, I completely forgot to report in. Ma'am, Major Natalie Puchil reporting in. I am the Special Investigations and Tactics Officer assigned to the KSS Nimros. Welcome to my ship, Major. She is one of the best tactical officers in the force, ma'am. I've read the training report. Top of your class, correct? Yes, ma'am. How many failed out in your class? Huh? Around 40%. And the average is 20. Why do you think that happened? Lack of dedication. They were not cut out for the service. And what did you do to help them pass? Everything you could, am I right? She done called you out for being a bitch. We fight and die as a team on this ship, Major. Earn my trust. Yes, Commander. At 10:05, we will be holding an all-call for the ship. You will brief our mission to the entire crew. Until that time, you are off duty. Major Hackett will be your guide. Thank you. You have our quarters decided, Major Hackett. Yes, I was going to put her in the empty room. Incorrect. She will be rooming with Captain Moonfallow. And what will we be doing with the empty room? Our ship doctor says he is tired of sleeping in the med ward and laid claim to it. That slimy... Yes, ma'am. That's all. Dismissed. They keep spelling her name different. Like Rasuna. Let's get out of here quickly before she thinks of something else. Wait, I have questions to ask. Ugh, alright. Certainly. What are you curious about? How is the comlink on the ship for gaming? Please tell me a little more about the ship. I read up on the specs of the ship, but the profile suggested that this version might be different. I noticed that your ship's profile was different than a standard Harper-class command and control ship. You've got a very sharp eye. Yes, the ship was modified in depot. Really? But not for the better. Oh? That all depends. Our crew complement has been reduced due to the removal of the self-defense weaponry. Wait, we have no defensive lasers or cannons? Correct, so we have no weapons officer or loader. Also, our impulse drive is a KDS E591 instead of the standard E598. As much as I want to bluff understanding that one, lying won't help me here. And what impact does it have on us, ma'am? A larger engineering bay and larger fuel consumption. So our med bay is also removed, but the doctor works out of the secondary research bay instead. Try not to get sick. He's a lecherous demon who has no ethics or a Hippocratic oath. He's a non-human, isn't he? An Afric. But that doesn't make him any less of a vile monster. I'll keep that in mind. Please do. It's only a matter of time before I catch him and have him court-martialed. No defensive weapons to protect us from pirates. What about security when I am at a ground site? We have Zuri. What is a Zuri? Is it some sort of defensive robot? How I really wish it was. I would be able to turn it off then. Lieutenant Zuri is our security officer and in charge of defensive systems on the ship. Which means she doesn't have a lot to do and seems to find time in her day to just wander around and bother everyone. She wants to help out others. That doesn't sound like a bad thing, Saul. It wouldn't be if she had a better attitude. What's wrong? Is she grumpy? I thought someone like that would work well with you. Haha, no. She's perky. There have been some days when I just want to tear the happy right out of her soul. Have I ever said that you remind me of a really grumpy cat or a super old man? Not in years. And you haven't changed a bit. Though she may be a bit over-enthusiastic at times, Lieutenant Zuri is competent at her job and will provide you adequate security on away missions. Just don't expect her to shut up at all when she gets on her warrior rant. It'll be nice to have someone cheerful to hang out with now and then to compensate for Mr. Doom and Gloom. I'm just realistic and don't lie and sugarcoat things for you. Is there anything else I should know about the ship before we set off? Besides a lack of defensive weaponry and substandard parts? While that might be true, most of the crew is relatively experienced in its operations. Despite their laziness and lack of morals, the commander is correct in stating that the crew is decent at their jobs. Don't expect too much, but I do ensure the basics are enforced. Even though he is rough and derogatory, Saul has never been one to shy away from acknowledging talent. I just wish he'd use it no matter what the outside looks like. So he's a space racist. The weaponry shouldn't be an issue. I don't intend to send us into any combat zones. If pirates attack, fleeing in terror while not heroic is a perfectly logical course of action. Thanks for the briefing. The information will come in handy to maximize the Nimros's utilization. Yeah. I can word. I'm glad to hear it. I hate to cut the question and answer session short, but we should continue the tour. You don't want to start your first day tomorrow with no sleep, right? I can feel the first traces of exhaustion beginning to set in. This is the first time I've had to do anything remotely like work in years. It feels wonderful, though tiring. Maybe. Having me mumble through the briefing tomorrow might make it a little more interesting. No doubt. By your leave, ma'am. Rest well, Major Puchil. We expect much from you. Dismissed. Let's go drop off your medical records with the perv and grab a bite to eat. That sounds delightful. I'm famished. Okay, guys. We're going to go ahead and save it here and end it here. This game, I don't know how I feel about it, really. The dialogue, well, I'm reading, obviously, but the writing for the dialogue is kind of weird, don't you think? I mean, I get it's a futuristic setting, but everyone just sounds so... I don't know, it's almost forced. Maybe it's just me. Does it sound weird when I read it? Like, kind of like, who talks like that? You know what I mean? I don't mean to say that the game is going to be bad or anything, because it does seem like a lot of hard work went into it, especially as far as like drawing the characters and stuff like that. It's just that the wording, it seems like a really awkward script. You know what I mean? I don't know. You guys tell me how you feel about it. I really like the concept, and I do plan on playing more just because it seems interesting. I'm pretty sure that there's some adult themes in this game, especially since he's talking about a pervy demon guy living on the spaceship, so just be warned. I will play more of this because I do want to see where it goes, and I want to see if it gets a better flow to it. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's different. I told you guys I'm going to be playing some different games here and there, so this will be the first video of Rising Angels Reborn. I love you guys, and I will see you over at Metal Gear Solid 5 and Heavy Rain, and hopefully it won't be all flashy, glitchy like it was last time, because I thought I was going to throw up every time the little flashy letters and stuff came up on screen. So, I love you guys. Bye!